qu'au-delà des mers, là-bas sur le ciel clair, il existe une cité au séjour enchanté. Et sur les grands arbres noirs, chaque soir, vers elle s'en va tout mon espoir. J'ai deux amours, mon pays et Paris, pareil toujours, mon cœur est ravi.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Voltage series. We have our second to last play day here, and Unfortunately, because of a couple of forfeits, we only have one match on the cards today, and it is going to be a banger. The first team and the second team in our standings. Panahone up against Geek. I'm Erebos here with Star Drago. Drago, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I honestly wasn't expecting this, the match of the day, to also be the only match of the day. It's just a hat in a hat, and it's a hat trick if you want to play it like that. And I'm going to say, I'm really excited for this match pick. I'm really excited for what map we're going to have to, because these guys have a back and forth record. If you look at the head-to-head stats, it looks very one-sided, but if you actually look at the matches, I've watched most of them when they were happening live, and I can tell you, it's always coming down to that last man round or a flawless A to B plan start, which always works. So, are you ready to take us in further and we go find out a match? We go see the staff predictions, we see everything as we go along?
Yep, let's go ahead and take a look at the teams, see what they're bringing. Standings first, but getting a little ahead of myself here. But yep, here are the standings. Geek 32 points, almost guaranteed to have that first place spot. Panu have Myth just fighting at their heels. They need to make sure that they get away with some points today to make sure that going into their match next or tomorrow up against Myth, they have a good chance of retaining that second place spot. Because let me remind everybody, first and second place in our standings go straight to the semifinals. They don't have to play an extra match, and that's definitely massive when it comes to tournaments like these, where anybody can beat anybody on any given day. So you definitely want that buffer. You definitely want to be straight into those semifinals. Only have to play one match, win that match, make it to the finals, and have a chance to win it all.
And you know there's always a story to tell, especially when people are ready like this. Next off, we'll go to the schedule, as we only have one match. We know what it's going to be like, so we're just going to have to show you Pani versus Geek, the match of the day, and what we're needing to see more and more every time it goes. We'll head to staff predictions. Let's see how the staff split this up. I'm pretty sure, yep, it was an even split. Oh, surprisingly, it's the two observers, aka you and Unnamed, who both went for Geek. Me and Rowan went for Pani, just because we like that story of second place now trying to come out on top. These guys recently fought during the last Breach qualifiers, and it actually went handedly to the side of Pani. So, statistics don't tell the whole story. Let's head to map bans and see if they've got the home field advantage or not.
Ooh, and Chalet. Chalet's an interesting one because it's a little bit different than a lot of our maps. A lot of aggression on this map can be attacker sided, but then again, it always depends on the team. Any team can play well on defense. It just depends on their play style and strategies that they have cooked up. But definitely an interesting one. Definitely going to be a lot of action within this map choice between these two teams.
Well, you know, that kind of goes to show that no matter how much you prep, it depends on the map and your play style. Sadly, we're going to need to see the team stats before I can give any sort of judgment. I need to see if there's any surprise candidates, surprise witnesses. And at this point, we've got Pani. Nefu still being the top of the board like last week. 1.4 KD, it's actually rising higher, which is not something you see as you get more high in the competitive ladder. So I know for a fact, my Diamond KD, I'm okay at a 0.9. Anything above that slightly goes down until I get to 0.5, but I'm still clutching it out. And right now I'm seeing that from his teammates. Rastin with a 0.8. But again, the survivability scores what matter there. Everyone is still closely alive, except the fact of Lambe and Hura, who are trying to be the people who stay alive and plant the bomb. But we're going to have to see Geek. I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, and for Geek, a lot of positive KDs. Rexon and Kano, both on really good KDs. And I mean, if you look at just the amount of kills that they're getting, Kano on 100, Rexon on 108, everybody pretty much around the depths of about 70, whereas Skyper, just the one that dies quite often, which is definitely telling that they are definitely the entry fragger. They're definitely the one that goes in, creates space, tries to find those opening kills, and dies a lot because of it, just by the nature of the role. And a lot of these players extremely, extremely strong. So Hanu definitely going to have to put out a really good performance today to manage to pull this one through.
It's never over till Gridlock starts singing on the microphone. So let's everyone prepare. We know where map we're going to. We know what we're doing next. We're just waiting for the players to get into the lobby. So let's quickly come back to our faces. I'm going to quickly give everyone a quick rundown of how this is expected to go. We know we're going to Chalet. We know we've got Geek and Panu, two of the best teams who have recently played in South Breach. And I'm gonna say, when they play to win it. There's never the chance of them being like, oh, it's okay, it happens, we'll just let this slide. No, they will fight time and time and time again. So, their last match in Talent, as of the 7th of this month, October, it was 3-7 on Bank. South Breach, 2-7 on Bank. They realized that early. Pani did not want to go back to Bank and banned it away straight off the ban list. Never even going to let it slide through that far. Consulate, on the other case, South Beach qualifier. They met 7-2 to Team Panu, and that just goes to show you that it is very map dependent with these teams. It's very play style oriented as well, whether some players rise to the occasion or not. And that just goes to show I'm excited. You should be excited. And as only match today, I'm pretty sure that's going to go wild. Anything you want to say, Erebos?
Yeah, I just want to point out a lot of key things about Chalet in particular. That second floor needs to be controlled, especially when you're playing a site like Bar and Gaming. Need to hold on to Library, need to make the attack uncomfortable because it is one of the strongest bomb sites on the map. And it's strong because when you're holding that second floor, it means that you can't go underneath. You can't root them out from that top floor position because underneath is the bomb site. It's one of the most important verticalities in the game where you can't go underneath to root them out. You can't go above the bomb site to root out the site players because you're going to be holding all of that space as the defense. And it's super important to make sure that you have a strong defense on that particular site because of the fact that Chalet trends a little bit more towards the attacking side. So if you can guarantee in a half you're going to get 2 rounds no matter what, regardless of the rest of the map, then that is extremely powerful and extremely strong as a team to have under your belt. And then you just need to win 1 or 2 other rounds and you have an extremely strong defensive half, especially on a more attacker favored map.
I'm going to agree with you, but I'm also be kind of terrified because we have such strong operators. Because if you remember, this map came out at release. This was here in 2015 when the game launched. It's only been reworked as of Shadow Legacy, which is like 2020. It got a few updates here and there during certain seasons, but it's one of the main points of a shootout at the Après-Ski's Chalet in the French Alps. It's one of the most iconic maps of Rainbow Six Siege. It kind of tells me that if nobody knows how to play this map that long, go back to the basics. Go back to newcomer mode, as it's called, and just have a day going through all of the maps, relearning the calls, relearning those plays, and understanding that, yes, certain operators can change the map layout. Yes, certain operators like Asami can just be dominating, but understand this is Rainbow Six. You should have the game knowledge, have the map knowledge. It's got a steep learning curve, but once you've got it, it's an instant victory. So it looks like the players are they're starting to revolt a little bit. You can see the fact that we hear a lot of 5s, 4s, 6s, and 7s just being spammed in the chat. That means they're ready to go. So we'll head into the loading screen and get ready. We'll catch you in a sec. And welcome back. As you can see, the revolts are happening. You just got to be ready. We're just ready and pray for it. Because right now we're going to the bans. I'm expecting Ying, but it's Grim and Mute. I'm going to ask you, is Grim one of the strongest operators in this game at the moment? Because I've heard a lot of people say yes. I'm not so sure.
Grim can be a very dynamic operator. You can use him as an entry fragger, has a fantastic gun. You can use him in a more supportive role with the pings, with the utility burning as well. And you can also use him as a soft breacher. He has the bailiff secondary. I believe he also has some hard breach charges, if I remember correctly. He might
He
have
does.
gotten
He does still have
they might have gotten
them.
rid of it. I'm not entirely sure. We haven't seen him in a while, so it's
Attackers need to locate
a
and
little
defuse the bomb.
uncommon to see him make it through
Attackers
ban
have
phase.
located
But
a
our
bomb.
next bans, Blitz and Warden, definitely makes sense. Warden's extremely powerful, especially holding the top floor on a bomb site like this, just because of the fact that he can't be flashed and he can see through smoke. And then the Blitz is just such a powerful pushing operator on a map like this where you want to get aggressive, you want to get in the face of the defense and make them uncomfortable.
You are right about that. The biggest surprise to me is the fact that we actually are seeing an Ella be brought. I understand that this is just how Pani likes to do things. They love the gun skill. They like to bring the Scorpion, and especially that pistol. But I'm always wondering if they've got something more planned. As you can see, already chip damage coming out, not due to a pre-fire, but due to his own teammate. They do have to be prepared. Every shot is getting riskier and riskier. Raston setting up a beautiful Malusi gadget. I'm going to ask you, that Banshee run out, have you ever used it yourself?
No, but it's just really, really nice to make the attack uncomfortable, make it so that it's extremely difficult for them to actually want to push up. The Kali here being brought is very interesting, I'm assuming because they want to be able to deal with those mirror windows. They didn't want to bring the Ash, and they maybe want to have these long sight lines. So going to be interesting to see exactly how they utilize that as the smoke starts to come in. Looks like we might have a jump in the glass, holding the window, holding the smoke, hoping to catch somebody out. The Nitro's going to come out. It's going to get shot, I think. It doesn't quite connect, and the diffuser goes down. The up floor from the library, not able to deny the plan, but able to find the kill. It is a trade in the end, a 4v4, 35 seconds on the case going down. They need to be able to find this. It's right there on the window, so it's going to be extremely difficult to manage to find this counter defuse off. Surely this is a DK round through and through. These smokes are just impenetrable with the glass looking over, and another kill comes through for DK. 4v1 in the end. Mitsu with nothing to do but sit there and go down. The first round goes in favor of DK, and a beautiful round at that.
I gotta say, that was a masterclass on how to attack that. They went straight for the objective, didn't worry about mezzanine, didn't worry about the top floor control. It was just, hey, we're gonna keep the window open, yes, but we're just gonna jump in. We've smoked it, we've planted it, we've got everything else. They took Warden off the board early. They had that plan from start to finish. This is what I meant before, as in plan and execute. This is how these two teams like to do it. So the full story is never told just by what the playstyle is. It's always about the actual round. As we can see, the Ella was actually strong enough to take out the Monty, threw out the gadget, detonated, and shot him out early, quick, fast. That worked perfectly, but now we need to see them correct that mistake. Whether it's, hey, don't even let them get the smokes down with your Omai gadget, keep all your Omais on the ceilings, or be prepared if they are going to try it again. Swing first, not just see forward.
Yeah, I think the massive issue there was that Panu just wasn't prepared because they had the hatch open. They had a player that was up on the top floor ready to deny a plant such as that. Even with those smokes, you shouldn't be able to get that plant down because of the hatch. You need to have somebody up there that can shoot through the smoke, get the down on the Monty that's getting the case down. That shouldn't be allowed to happen, but it just seems that the player just wasn't ready, wasn't in the correct position to be able to shoot through the hatch, to be able to deny that plant, and they need to make sure that if they're having a player with the C4 there, to make sure that it lands. As we see this beautiful Brava work, able to get one of the Wubs down, making sure that they can get all of that utility just and get rid of it completely. We see the Rotero drone as well, trying to get the Wamai magnet. Like you mentioned, the Wamai could have an impact with those smokes.
That's definitely but an attacker just able to pick off Lambe. Looking at how they played it, he tried to run out and go for that early pick, but it was a bit too early on the aggression there. But now they're trying to do an upstairs clear, as you suggested, the first round. Keeping a top 4 control is the most important aspect, but also covering your teammates, using the keeper barriers to make sure that nobody can lose a life very easily. But with that quick keeper being destroyed by that 417, the life is lost nonetheless. Losing Nefu, especially Asami that early, is going to be painful to swallow. But now it's a 5v3. They really need to start thinking about how they can make this work. I'm hoping to have more than just, hey, we got the gun, let's swing.
And they're getting so much control here. That's 2 Wubs completely nullified. 1 was stolen, 1 destroyed. Not sure if they got any of the other ones, but that smoke going to be able to deny the mirror window for the time being. So another Rotero drone comes out and able to take down some more utility. Looks like they have a player down in the basement just lurking around, trying to see what he can do, trying to see who he can actually catch out. And it is going to be the Brava here. Sneak up these stairs, might be able to catch somebody off the smoke, completely blocking the passageway, but it doesn't matter. DK have found all of the kills. Is it going to be back-to-back rounds in perfect fashion? And it doesn't quite happen as Nick able to take down 2 with the C4, but a little bit too late. And DK take their second round in a row, and DK are looking to run away with this attacking half.
I've got to say, that's a tough pill to swallow. And I'm sure they're kicking themselves now, thinking about how could we let this happen. They really wanted to try and push it, but they have to go to a new site. They're going to kitchen dining now. Kai, Legion. Oh, I was going to say Kai's just been removed. We've got Legion, Smoke, Capcan, Castle, and Miro. It looks like there's a little bit of, like, I'm not going to say miscommunication, but maybe just mispreparation. We have to be prepared for this because, as you can see, these teams are trying to get into each other's heads. They've just played recently, so there's not a lot of time to adapt and change playstyles. It's all going to come out to who's going to be more aggressive, who's going to win from the gun skill alone, but also who's going to be there to shut down early. They're bringing castles, bringing legions, they're trying to cut off as much and slow down the timer. They were playing like Gike's motivation the last round. This time, it's time for them to have their momentum and force it into their perspective.
I completely agree with you, Panu. Just need to be a little bit more proactive. They need to make sure that they're taking advantageous gunfights and not like they did in the last round, where they just walk out the main door and die to somebody they don't even know is there. And we need to see a little bit more from Panu, a little bit more coordination, a little bit more proactivity for them to find their way into this match.
Talking about them finding their way into the match, Ying is the first one to find her way into the building, going straight to the car garage. I'm hoping to have a little bit more than just, hey, we're going to take out the cameras, Ying's going to walk straight in, flash, and plant. Because if you're not in position and you try to go for an early rush plant like last time, it can actually go terribly. But now, they've cleared out a lot of upstairs just with their gadget and utility. So maybe they do have an answer to this, but Lambe's still hiding in a corner in Mudroom, hoping to catch somebody off guard, which, you know, I'd be okay to see it happen.
Yeah, and they're finding those Capcan traps as well with the Twitch. As the run-out comes through, Lamb able to find a kill, and finally an opening kill comes through for Panu, make that a double, as Nifsu able to find one as well. Finally, some life being sprung into this map inside of Panu, but a lot of damage going on to Nika there. The Mira needs to make sure that she doesn't get down very early on. She still needs that C4 to put down to work, but no, Nikke falls as Kanu able to take him down from the rappel as the Capitao takes down the Mira even just a little bit more, just down one player here. DK still can make something of this. The Ying getting ready for those Candles, getting ready for this execute. Still have to worry about this top floor though. to worry about all of this verticality as Wava goes down. That's going to be an even man count here for the side of GK, but this verticality is still in control of Panu, and if they're not careful, it will bite them in the butt. But no, Hungry able to take down Nifsu from underneath. The floorboards do not work in favor of Panu, and this is going from bad to worse. The lead that they had is just evaporating in front of them as they're trying to finish this downed player, but I don't know if they know that he's downed as Wava is bleeding out ever so slowly, already halfway through just a glorified drone, as this top floor control is the only thing left for the side of Panu to be able to secure this round. 30 seconds left on the clock. The smoke canisters are running out. The last one popped. Might be able to delay as Lamb able to take down Hungry. Massive kill to find for the side of Panu, even into a 2v2. They need to be able to find this pack ball. Goes through the rotate. Pack ball does get the bleed out onto Wava as this player on half wall needs to find something, but not quite able to find it. Is Kanu able to take him down? They need to get the plant down, but this verticality will win them this round as long as they can find this player on the case, and they do. Panu finally secure a round, but definitely not without sweat wiping off the brow.
Oh, I've got to say, my heart was pumping at that end, just thinking if he misses the shot, it's going to be a really difficult time for them. Wings the person on half wall, gets a beautiful pick, but then they have to rush to go for the plant. There's nowhere safe that the top floor can't see you, so just try going that little bit extra distance of, hey, hatch is reinforced, don't worry about it. It's something where I tell everyone, stats aren't the full story. Panu taking that round, but we also now go to that third ban. Getting off Ying and Asami off the board is huge for them, especially when Wine Cellar is still a place they can go for the next site. But the best option here is a 3-3 or a 4-2 split, and that's gonna need them to win all three of these next rounds, or have to lose one and then try to claw back the other two. Monty, Bravo, Damos, Ace, Capito were very fast on the pick for DK, so I don't even expect them to be changing too much different.
Protect your bombs from being
But
defused by
on the side of the defense, I'm really happy to actually see a Maestro coming out. But my only problem is Bravo's always being picked now, especially by Skipper, who was last seen on Flores, which could also destroy the gadgets. But it does work both ways. So I'm going to ask you this quickly. Explain, which would you rather have, Brava or Flores?
Definitely the Brava, because those Maestro cams can be so extremely impactful for both the defense and the attack. Just the ability to say, hey, I'm going to hack this one singular thing, and then I can destroy any other gadget. Meaning you don't have to waste any other hacking charges. You don't have to use a Flores drone to destroy all of the Maestro cams. You can use a singular Maestro cam to get rid of all of the utility. Obviously, the other Maestro cams you want to hack because you can't really destroy them with the Brava drone, or rather with the Maestro cam if you don't hack the other Maestro cams. So Brava is extremely impactful, and they're opting for the Twitch instead, though.
Twitch, if I remember correctly, her interaction is still similar, but she has to shoot twice. She has got one to open, second one to destroy, and it has to be open to be destroyed. So it works both ways. It can be shot at or shot out by those lasers. But now, the biggest play is going to come from this top floor droning and trying to clear out any of these roamers that are on the second floor. Specifically, Nifu. If he can go off and start getting his picks, he can do amazing work. But they found Harvey hiding in the corner. If they can catch him out as well, that's massive. Taking off the Vector, which is a really strong weapon, could go really well for them on the downstairs push. But they don't have a lot of time to do. That quick sprint straight through Mezzanine. Packbro already in. Not even going to question it.
Yeah, looks like Twitch is trying to hunt down people and able to find the kill. Nitsu goes down, caught out by a drone, goes for the shot on the drone and goes down in the end. But Nikke able to take down Packbull, an absolutely massive kill. That's going to be the Ram completely nullified here. A lot of this flooring was opened up. I believe all three of the boogie drones were dropped, were placed down as this nasty angle here from Kano. Not quite able to find anything other than that Goyo canister. It's going gonna just slow down a little bit here, just approaching the minute mark.
I do like the fact this they've set up with enough castle barricades that, oh, it's a deterrent, but it's not enough for them to be like completely cutting off the rotations or shutting off any different angles. It just means everyone's at high risk of it if they try to push it late. And for now, Nicky's just getting barely clipped from the hatch because he wasn't paying too much attention. Yep, we're finding Rastin through the floor, though. That's going to be a hard sell, making it a 2v4. But we still have Lambe, the dark roamer of this match. Castle, hopefully trying to sneak up, gets one pick. That's the diffuser down. Down the second one, takes out Rexon and Hungry. Hopefully someone's on the call up for the flank, but no. Hey, Skipper's just going to give his own position, swings up library stairs, but finally gets Lambe. Becoming a 2v1 down to Ave again. But if he can just stay alive or hopefully get a beautiful pick onto one of these players going for the diffuser, and he does, makes it 1v1. Now he just has to stay alive for the next 10 seconds. Not a lot of time for Plant, has to go for the hat drop below, which is what he's gonna do. You can hear the C4, but they've also got the cameras and all the intel needed. Diffuser going down. It's stuck real close. That call out is gonna be essential. Those diffuser this time, making sure he can't leave that area. It's the Vector versus the Parabellum, but it's gonna be the Vector that loses out. That's harsh to see. Capta winning the gunfight from the pre-fire.
Yeah, really rough round to lose there for the side of Panu. They had the ability to secure that coming down to the wire. They were able to pull off the flanks, get so many picks, but unfortunately, their site players just did not play safe enough. They put them in the position where they had to clutch. And in the end, the gunfight just did not go in the favor of Panu in that 1v1. And just really unfortunate. You have to win those gunfights. You have to win those 1v1s to be able to secure matches like this where you are technically the underdog. You have to pull off those clutch rounds. And unfortunately, the clutch factor has not been in favor of Panu so far, as not able to pull that one out.
They've been trying the best, but it looks like it's just coming out to timing. If anything, I'm sure there's a lot they can do. For now, they need to talk as a team and make sure that they understand what their playstyle should be, what kind of things are happening. If you are going to give me a call, tell me if I should be going for an above attack or below attack. Again, the IGL is the one that should be coming up with plans ahead of time, yes, but everyone should be able to give their opinion. And did I just see a triple wall reinforcement for upstairs, but not on the side I'm thinking of? Hold on. Yep, okay. That's interesting. That means the entirety of back office wall is reinforced, meaning that anyone coming up solar is free range just to walk, but also that you don't have a way to rotate out except for the piano door. But now we can see Huawei in the library. Harvey's just trying to stay alive while also trying to hide his position. But Deimos actually has all 5 of the opponent top players on track, meaning that they've scanned everyone or know where at least everyone should generally be. This can go huge, but it can also get wild very quickly. These drones coming out of position very quickly to try and find something. I'm gonna ask you here, why the triple wall reinforcement? Do you have any idea?
Definitely a curious one. I would suspect that they're expecting something like a Glass or a Kali to come through for the attacking side, which they have done before. In that first round, they did bring both of those operators, but I would imagine it's because they want to give up a lot of that control. They want to give up a lot of that space and make them use their time. But Rexon able to find Rostin, and that's going to be the Malusi down. All of their gadgets should be placed, so it is just going to be that gun, that operator just being to the wayside, as the Flores drones being massive here, getting rid of that deployable shield here. It's a massive part of this defense, of the stairs here. But you have to remember, it doesn't really matter about that office control, because they are defending the bar gaming bomb site. So it is just they are trying to delay time, but it's not going to be enough here, as Kano able to take down Wava, and Skyper takes down Nipsu quickly into a 5v2. This bar gaming bomb site just does not belong to them. A 5 versus 1 for the 3rd time in a row on this bomb site. DK just own Hanu, when it comes to this bomb site and a flawless round for the second time of this map, as GK secure another round.
You gotta say that's a very hard pill to swallow, especially when they were so close to having it. But as you can see, they got picked off bit by bit. It was basically a master plan of, hey, we know how you like to play this, but this is still our choice. And I feel like that's where the problem's coming in. It went to 5-1 before even the final minute had been hit, and no one had taken any like that much chip damage. It wasn't really direct engagements either. It was,
Attackers need to
hey,
locate and defuse
we know
bombs.
what we want to plan here. We're not going to let you think or sneak away just as you think you can go for it. It was
Bomb
kind of just
located by
crowd
attackers.
control, crowd control, crowd control. You want to run out? Okay, you're going to do it through our method. And that just worked out amazingly for them. This is what I'm going to have to ask you. It's very simple. Is there an operator for the defensive half that could probably have changed this last round?
I'm not entirely sure if it was into operator choice. I feel like it was just over peaking and losing every single gunfight. I feel like they didn't play it particularly poorly. I feel like they had everything set up to win their bar gaming rounds, all of their rounds really, for bar gaming, but it just came down to they peaked one at a time, they over peaked things that they probably shouldn't have, and they didn't win any of the gunfights that they needed.
Oh, I can understand that, and especially with what we're seeing from their playstyle. I'm hoping that Panu can kind of listen, as Lambe has just been a secret defender. It should be the thing I'm expecting most, but it's also the thing I'm most worried for. Lambe's been there as a playmaker, yes, but he's been hiding in the corner. Nifu, who's the one normally to rise to the occasion, isn't this time. So I'm wondering if it's come down to them just not being communicating enough, or whether it's just that they don't know what to do. No, it's never over till it's their attack. This is a little bit of an attack favored map. If you look at the statistics, it's like 50 to 49. It's like literally one digit, but that is just enough, especially in Siege.
And Lambda able to find the opening kill onto Skipper, which is a massive find to actually secure. That's going to be the Finka down. All of those Finka boosts still left in pocket. So not going to be able to res somebody from halfway across the map or boost everybody up so that they have a little bit of extra health when they push in. And it also gives man advantage over to Panu. We saw this last time that they defended this kitchen bomb site, and it ended up working out in favor of them. They were able to secure the round, the only round that they have secured so far, and putting down 4-2 is not great. As Hungry able to find the kill, but getting traded as Kanu also finds a kill as well into an even man count. 3 versus 3 when it came down to the wire last time around. It did go in favor of Panu. Can they manage to secure it again? As these players on Geekade, they're going hunting, they're trying to find this verticality, and they are able to find it as Rexun takes down Rawson. 2 players left, Nifsu and the low health Lambe. 1 bullet will be the end of Lambe. Can he manage to find something off of the back of just 1 HP left on site? Still has to worry about the verticality if GK opt to go take it. There's still 1 player here on the Solarian stairs. Just the 1 hindrance for these players up on this top floor. Can he manage to do it? Onto low HP as well. As Rexun going hunting, able to find 1 onto Lambe. It's all going to be left up to Nifsu in the 1v3. 1 bullet will do it for Nifsu. He needs to find these heads, and he needs to find these heads before they can get a bullet off, and he doesn't. Rexun takes him down, and I believe that's a quad kill or a triple kill in the round for Rexun as GK go off to a tremendous 5-1 advantage after the first half.
Ow, that is a tough pill to swallow, especially after having man advantage for so long and then losing it to a fatal mistake like that. That's going to be painful. But now we go to the attack favored half. So hopefully Panu have some sort of attack strats that they're willing to execute now and quickly. As we've seen before, it's never over till it's over. 1v5. That means you've got 1 round to lose and 1 round that you have to play with. No matter what you do, it's always your back against the wall now from this point forward. We lose a Sammy and we lose Grim early. Asami was very impactful in Panu's defense for the first couple rounds where she wasn't banned. So I feel like they understand that Geeky, who could use it just as well, needs to not have her. Here's the question. Now that we've lost Kai Ying, I'm going to say this because I'm kind of surprised. We didn't go to bar gaming a lot, and now we're getting to see Denara being brought by Geeky. I'm wondering if this is just coming down to shield rush strat from Panu now.
Yeah, I do like the adaptation here out of Geeky. It does, depending on where exactly these gadgets actually go,
Attackers need to
Denari
locate
can be
and defuse
extremely
as many
useful for
bombs as they
denying
can.
that hop in through the window, or it can be used to help on the top floor. But it looks like I'm a little confused here. It looks like they're going to go for this window. They're going to put it for the first floor window and try and deny a jump in from there? Or I'm very confused about exactly the game plan here for this Denari and what he's trying to deny here. Gonna see maybe a little bit of a masterclass from the Denari on exactly how to use this operator on this particular bomb site.
You might be right about that. I'm a wee bit confused myself. I was expecting something along the lines of, oh, you know, we're bringing this because we want to or because we need to. But as we can see, it looks like they have something that might be a secret pick of theirs where it's like it goes below the floor, comes up, and anyone who tries to walk into sight might just be getting caught off guard. Which is very, very...
Ooh,
I'm still
Kato
confused.
with the run out, able to find the first blood.
That broke my brain. Kano's just stealing that as well and survives the engagement as well on 1 HP in a dream. Well, half HP in a dream, but still matters about how did he get away with it. And the fact that Skipper's here waiting as well now in live window, hoping to go for these early picks. This quick aggression coming up from DK might just be them wanting to put this round away immediately. 5v4, ace charge going off. Davos with a pistol in hand trying to open. They only have 2 operators tracked. They only have the Warden and the Rexon on a Rooney. So they're going to have to make some big plays without a lot of info.
Yeah, and the Blackbeard being brought here for the side of Panu, looking for this top floor clear. Pretty standard approach to actually clearing out this verticality, clearing out this roam. And Twitch Drone just going to spot out a player, but actually getting destroyed there, meaning don't believe there are any more Twitch Drones left for Roston to actually try and get rid of any of this utility. Not much for it to get rid of, though, as, oh, look at that. A pretty apprehensive looking Denari web there on site. Not sure how the attackers are going to be able to deal with it, even if they manage to get to the point where they do have to deal with it.
Well, for now, it seems to be they're not even going to worry about it. They're just going to try and sneak around through this basement as Packbull tries to get off one of these attackers and flank him. And now, he might just have to hot drop it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's their best and most safe option. Cover the windows, cover the hatch, go for the hot drop, directly plant behind A, and use the Blackbeard shield to cover his back. There's only only 1 impact left on Packbull. There's no C4s, so the defense don't have a lot of options to actually stop this.
Yeah, and under 30 seconds left. They've done a lot of the work here. They've cleared out all of this top floor, but no, the retake is coming through as Kano, the double in the round. The only 2 kills in this round so far have been through Kano. Make it not, though, as Rexon able to find one as well. Skyper able to take one down, and a flawless round on the inverse of this bomb site. As DK just know this bomb site too well. Don't bring them here because they are just too good at it.
You'll have to give me 2 seconds to catch my breath because I am out of oxygen, out of brain cells, just wondering how that happened. If you look for the quick match replay, early pick from Kano jumping out, then catching off 2 players upstairs while they're running back. Deimos tracking him while he tried to run away, but then Skipper being there to back him up on the staircase, swinging the Deimos, catching him off guard, even though he
Attackers
was
need to
ready for
locate
it.
and defuse as many bombs as they can.
That's painful to swallow no matter who you are, but especially for the fact that that's what happens when you tunnel in this game. That's why Jackal just, if you ever meet a Jackal main, they're so deep in thought and tunneling on one specific operator, they can get caught off very early and very easily.
The side of Panu, what can they do here?
Bomb
They're just
located by attackers.
at a loss for how to actually deal with the aggression, with the raw gun skill of Geekay. It has been completely one-sided this entire time as we see some more Denari gameplay, some more beautiful long-range webs coming through as they're just completely, beautiful work there with the soft destruction, able to just create a massive scale of just complete tripwires that are capturing the entirety of the top floor, and Skyper with the run out, able to find one onto Wava.
Swapping max.
They're so close, but losing a Thatcher that early, especially when there's a bandit and you know they're trying to hold that top floor, it's not looking good. And especially with Packbill now getting Nefer as well, that's sense off the board, meaning that plant support is down to just line. Here's the bigger problem. That's diffuser open area just hitting in no man's land. Oh, and they're losing 3 ace charges to one of my gadgets. That's painful because this is just going to hit the wall, hit the floor, and then detonate. There's no way of recovering those at this point. And now, there's no utility. You only have 2 lion scans and 1 retro drone left that's about to detonate. It's just going to come down to gun skill, breach charges, flashbangs, and the nades. You don't have a lot of choices on what you can actually use. No operator gadgets are left, but they still have all of it for the side of the defense. A lot of passive and active gadgets, especially as you can see the Denari cutting off most of the bathroom and all the way to office.
Loading new mag.
Lambe tries to go to the side, tries to go for the push, but Hungry having the long angle takes him out. That's the Denari with the Scorpion. Rastin does get his own, takes off Packbull, so no Flawless anymore. Being prepared for the run here, he can hear the operator waiting downstairs. But if he looks away, it could be siege timing for days. The drone drops and goes to the fall, but he knows no one's actively on it. He just has to hope a defender isn't going to hear him.
Yeah, but it might just end here and now. Now could do it. He's not actively looking at it, but there's only 2 members left, under a minute, and there's just no control here for the side of Panu. GK have just been absolutely tearing them apart. A beautiful bait there from Nikke, able to take down that member, make it into a 2v3, but how can they get in? No, a 2v2. He's just going to jump in and take so much damage and die for it. Double kill for Rostin, though. As it's down into the 1v2, Nikke has to be able to find this. I'm not even sure how Rostin managed to find a kill there. Was it a trade? So many trades have happened in this Voltage series throughout this season. Able to find the case, able to get into sight very, very easily, which means both of these players up on this top floor, you have to deal with them, but you can't. There's 15 seconds left, 14, 13, 12. There's just no time. You have to drop that case. You have to bait out this verticality, but there's just no way to do it as GK secure the win. They secure the map in almost flawless fashion, a 7-1, and GK showing masterclass of how to play the map of Chalet, and they guarantee themselves to go on and continue into the semifinals in first place, and they will be looking extremely powerful going into the playoffs.
I'm not sure what to say. That was literally, and I mean this in the nicest way to Panu, a masterclass of not only how to attack, defend, and adapt. Panu, as I did say, not every round came down to what strategy was better or what operators, as you said. But I'm not sure how to swallow that. It came down to, hey, we go for blow to blow. And it did work out, but it just felt like in this case, if you're going to want a boxing reference, they were the stronger boxer in this case. But the stronger team, they just manhandled the second one. Panu, get your ducks in a row. Talk to your teammates. Be there, prepared. Back each other up. That was one match. Go for it. We are going to have to go for a quick break because we have an interview today. Urabos, you'll be interviewing Packbull. So keep things nice, keep things clear, and make sure to keep the fives going because at that point, it's well done. Fair play to Chalet. We'll go to the break. We'll catch you guys in a second.
Welcome back, everybody. I am joined here with Packbull. Packbull, how are you doing?
Doing really good. Panahun is a team that we've played against a lot recently, so it's nice to have an easy game against them. A lot of time when we play them, it's 7-5 or some overtime games, so it's nice to win easily.
Yeah, definitely seemed like you guys had all of the control on that map, and Chalet is a map where it can be a little bit difficult. It can get out of control with the aggression, with the chaos that ensues. You guys generally thrive on the chaos of a map like Chalet? Do you enjoy Chalet? What are your thoughts about the current meta with Chalet?
I mean, Chalet is a fine map for us, but I think this game was more them kind of trolling in the map ban phase. The last two maps, like we had the final ban, and the last two maps available were Border and Chalet, which are two maps that they normally always ban. So I think someone messed up in their ban in their ban phase and let us go to a map that they probably aren't super comfortable in.
Yeah, I mean, winning map phase, ban phase is always a massive advantage. Let's talk about the standings in Voltage Series as a whole. You guys have done extremely well. You've performed really, really highly. And what are your thoughts on Voltage Series so far and all of the matches that you guys have played?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been playing overall pretty good in Voltage. Even before today, we were guaranteed top 2. So these games for us are just kind of flexing on people, showing that we can always beat them. But yeah, so far we've been playing really good. 2 games to go and we're guaranteed top 2. So I think that kind of shows that, as always, we're a little bit above our competition.
Yeah, definitely have seen that. You guys have showed a tremendous performance throughout and definitely have been top of the table. And you guys are, I believe, guaranteed to finish first. So going into the playoffs, we still have a week of play days left. You guys have one more match, I believe, left. Who do you think is outside of DK are the strongest team that you could possibly face up against in the playoffs?
I mean, to be honest, it would be Panahuna, especially if we play on a map that both teams are comfortable on rather than we like it and they don't. So yeah, I would say Panahuna are like our biggest competition in this tournament, and everyone else is, not to be too big of an ego, but everyone else I think is like a little bit of a step below that. So yeah, we expect Panahuna to meet us in the finals, or if we play them earlier than that, the semifinals or something. And they're really the only team that can give us some trouble.
Yeah, well, Panu still have one more match, an important match for them. They can technically drop out of that second place spot, so it might be that you have to meet them in the semifinals if they don't actually end up winning against Myth tomorrow. But is there anything you want to shout out to your fans, your family, anything that you want to say?
Just as always, thank you for those who support us. It's been a little bit of a rough month for us. Like we had, I think, 2 months where we didn't lose a single game, and then in the last month we've been struggling a little bit more, but still generally doing good. So thanks to everyone for supporting us even through these little tough times.
Yeah, and thank you guys for showing some very impressive performances throughout the Voltage series. And I just want to ask one last thing. The 5 spam. I've observed you guys. I've casted you guys. I've even had the one to have to say, "Hey guys, take a breather, chill on the chat spam," because it is a rule in the rule book that got to keep the chat clear so that admins can see any tech pauses or anything like that. What exactly is the 5 spam about?
I mean, some people know and some people don't know, and that's really it.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for this interview, and hopefully you have a great night, great rest of your day, and good luck on the playoffs.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Good night. Drago, welcome back. Thoughts and feelings. Packbull seems like a great guy. BK are a great team. I mean, I think that was a great insight into the life of BK.
Well, as we know, they're always a strong contender. They're always bringing you everything they've got, their experience, their history, their plans, their strategies. And as you've heard from the mouth himself, it just came out to having a better map pick in this case. As I did say, Chalet is one of the ones where in 7-2 in the past, it's never easy. But both these teams actually have more matches to play for the rest of today. So as we may be leaving here at Voltage League, there's still Talent League, there's still TR6, there's more matches all coming across, including the official R6 esports stream. So as we may be saying goodbye to you, thank you myself, thank you Erebus, thank you for our production Rowan and our observer Unnamed, and thank you to everyone for coming in and watching. Anything you want to say, Erebus, before we close out?
Yep, just want to take a look at the standings, see where exactly this match puts everything, and boom, GK have a 7-point lead over Panu. They are guaranteed first place with just one more match to be played. But tomorrow, Panu up against Myth will determine who gets second place in the standings, which is extremely important. Like I mentioned, 2 pack bowl, Panu can still manage to secure that semifinal spot. But if Myth ends up beating them, Myth will secure second place and take that spot away from them. And Panu has a little bit of a harder road ahead of them if they do indeed lose tomorrow. And yeah, it's just going to be a fantastic day tomorrow for those matches with a lot on the line for Panu as well as Myth.
Well, that goes to show it that no matter what happens, it is going to be just coming down to map knowledge and having different aspects. Talk a little bit about today's match. It was crazy. It was wild. It was some really good masterclasses. If you want to go back, I'd go back, review everything about what you can do more, what operators were being picked, what ones executions, what was necessary at certain points. There's always things you can do to improve. Even for GK, that VOD review is going to be impractical. It's going to be necessary. It's going to, they have to be impartial about it as well. As we are as casters, we understand that we get to shout it out, talk about the match as it's going on. But if you take a couple seconds to think about it, Riot just sneak plays coming out from the side of Panu, some really strong defenses, making the wise choices about certain plants, certain spots to try and retakes as well. Yes, there wasn't the always great send, but as you can see with the Nari and Aruni combos coming out as well, just showing off really strong strengths. So that's probably what I can say about the game today. Is there anything you want to say before we close it?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Panu just definitely looked a little uncomfortable on that map, and for their sake, hopefully they go back, VOD review it, come up with some strats, come up with a better way to play that map so that they can add it to the arsenal, or just make sure that they don't play it again when it matters the most, because when it comes to playoffs, you have a map where you just can't play it, and might just be done and dusted if you do end up having to go to that map.
All right, well, as we've said, that's it. We'll catch you all next time. We'll see you guys all soon. If you've got other shoes you want to go to, head over, enjoy them. We'll catch you very soon.